right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. It is that time of the month. Once again, welcome to Capital Factory's Community Showcase. My name is Bobby Struzik. I'm going to be your host today. I'd like to welcome all of our Capital Factory members, our founders, our entrepreneurs, our investors, our mentors, and I'd like to give a special shout out to our members of the general public today. If this is your first time watching a Capital Factory event of any kind, please get involved in the chat. Let us know that you're here so we can interact with you a little bit. We would love to know a little bit about what you're working on. But before we get started today, I want to hand it over to our CEO and founder, Joshua Baer, who's going to give us a little bit of an intro today. Take it away, Josh.
Capital Factory is the center of gravity for entrepreneurs in Texas. Thousands of entrepreneurs, programmers, and designers gather day and night, in person and online, for meetups, classes, and co-working. And with our team spread across the state in Austin, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio, we meet all the best entrepreneurs in Texas and introduce them to the people that they need to meet most: investors, customers, and talent to grow their team. We watch all of this happen so that we have this unique insight into the market and use that to invest in all the best companies through our Texas Fund. And we've been the most active early stage investor in Texas since 2010.
Appreciate that very much, Josh. Thank you for that overview. Just so you guys know what Capital Factory is all about, our leader, Josh, he's been here and he's put Capital Factory in place since 2009, and we are the center of gravity for entrepreneurs in Texas. So I really appreciate that overview, Josh. Now, for those of you that have never attended this event before, this is not only meant to showcase our community, but it's also to unite and support each other however we can. So please, like I mentioned earlier, get involved in the chat, talk to each other a little bit. Or if you prefer, you can just sit back and watch some of the cool pitches and some of the intros that we have for you today. Either way, we are happy to have you here at our community showcase here in June in Austin, Texas. Now, it is hot as hell outside, but we are cool here in Capital Factory. So in our audience today, y'all, we've got Capital Factory staff, we've got mentors, we've got members, and we have members of the general public. And for anyone that's out there that's a member of the general public, if you are looking for some co-working space, or if you're looking to become a member of Capital Factory yourself, I really recommend you reach out to us at members@capitalfactory.com. And what I will do for you, I will give you 1 free month of co-working if you decide to come on and book a meeting with us. I just want to chat with you, understand how we can help you and assist you in any way that we can. So please drop your LinkedIn into the chat. For those of you who are interested in becoming investors or mentors, whatever it is, please reach out to us. We're going to make sure that we find the right door for you to go through. Now, we are going to start it off today with a great part, which is to introduce our newest staff members. So first off, I would like to bring up Miss Erica Colston. Erica, come on up.
Hey, Bobby.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, I would love to know a little bit about you, what you do at Capital Factory, and what are the ways that you are helping people here?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Erica Colston. I am the Federal Programs Coordinator here at Capital Factory. I'm actually brand new. I've been here for like 2.5 weeks now, so still very green, very fresh. But I've hit the ground running, and I've gotten a lot of encouragement from everybody here at Capital Factory. So yeah, so as a Federal Programs Coordinator, I'm basically the go-between between the events and programs team as well as the defense team, managing our ventures with our founders operating in the dual-use technology space. So that's technologies that can be used both in public and private settings, usually for within the defense industry. So yeah, that's me.
That's awesome. And I understand that you just graduated. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, I graduated from UT Austin, just up the road, with majors in international relations and history.
That's awesome. Congratulations. So in your 2.5 weeks, though, so far, have there been any big lessons you've learned so far?
Yeah, no, the biggest lesson that I've learned really is just how quickly you can make an impact whenever you just keep an open mind and just like take everything that comes to you. I'm just referring to like when you're starting something new and you're not sure how to like find your feet, but as long as you just keep your mind open and just let people help you, ask lots of questions, that's just been like the biggest impact that I've just had it like weighing on my mind recently.
That was one of the big things for me too, Erica, was coming in is not to be afraid of just asking as many as what I thought to be stupid questions as possible. But really, it's just a great way for you to integrate yourself into Capital Factory. And we are so happy to have you here. I only heard great things about you so far. Thanks so much for being here today. And I wish you well in your journey through Capital Factory.
Thank you so much, Bobby.
All right. Now, our second staff intro that we're going to bring up today is Caroline Davis. Hi, Caroline. You are on mute.
How about now?
There we go. Welcome in, Caroline. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm Caroline Davis. I'm the executive assistant for the director of programs and events, as well as the EA for the VP of Federal Defense Programs. So I assist with a little bit of calendar management, just regular admin tasks, and I'm also doing a little bit of marketing for Fed Supernova that's coming up in September. And I joined the staff back in May, so I'm a little fresh, not too fresh. I'm so happy to be here. I love Capital Factory. It's incredible.
Yeah, well, if you have a second, I would love to know a little bit about Fed Supernova. What's going on with it this year?
Yeah, so Fed Supernova is a 2-day event this September that helps connect startups and get them into the defense industry. So we've got a ton of stuff coming up with different types of seminars and chats and fireside chats and things like that. And it's going to be a great 2 days. And it will be in person, but also virtual.
That's great. And that hybrid event, I think that aspect is going to be really important for everybody throughout the world moving forward. So that's really cool. Any lessons learned? Like I asked Caroline, any lessons learned so far with Capital Factory?
I would say just take things as they come. In the startup world, there's just differences or changes being thrown at you constantly, and you just kind of have to go with the flow.
I love that. Well, Caroline, thank you so much. I don't know if I've had the chance to meet you in person yet, but I would love to meet you at some point moving forward. Thanks so much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Have a great day.
Bye-bye. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to the staff members for showing up today. We really appreciate it. I'll tell y'all, I am in the space at Capital Factory today, and it is absolutely bonkers right now with how many people we have in the space. It is such an exciting time to be here in the startup community and the tech space, especially here at Capital Factory, because the lights have turned back on again. The world is returning back to us, and to see all of these incredible people here back interacting in person again is such a special feeling to be able to feel once again, especially with last year the way that it was. But now we're going to move into my favorite part of the community showcase, where I am going to stop talking for a little bit, and we're going to let some of our members do the talking for us. So coming up, we are going to be doing our rapid pitches. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to bring up the founders and CEOs of some companies. They're going to come up, they're going to have some slides, and they're going to present, and they're going to pitch their company to you. And we also have our mentor coordinator, Miss Tori. If you want to come on up now, Tori. Hi, Tori. How are you today?
Hello, all. How are you guys?
We're great today. So what Tori's going to do, y'all, she is going to be giving some mentor recommendations to some of our staff. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Tori?
Yeah, so I'm actually the Houston Mentor Coordinator. I am the bridge that connects the mentors and the founders. So what I'll do today is I'll just provide some suggestions for the companies who are pitching and take any questions that you guys may have.
That's great. Okay, so we're going to take Tori down now. And so after each pitch, we're going to bring Tori back up, and she's going to get some great recommendations. And Tori's job, and we also have Rachel Vaughn, mentor coordinators. They both do an incredible job here at Capital Factory. And it's one of the coolest parts about being a member here is that opportunity to get connected to mentors that are going to be a good fit for you. So we're going to be bringing up now our first pitching company, and that is Mr. Rick Tett. Hey, Rick, how are you today? Rick, I think we're having a little trouble with the audio coming through. And he is the founder of Hobo Loco, guys. So let's see if we can get his audio working here. That's all right. Hey, we live in a virtual world these days. This kind of stuff happens all the time. Not a problem. All right, so we're going to come back to Rick. Rick, we're going to come back to you. Okay, so we're going to move on. We're going to go to Brains on Demand, and we're going to bring up Mike Godinez and Joshua Tanner. Both of these guys, come on up, fellas. How you doing today, Mike?
Hi, thank you. Hi, Bobby. Thanks, everybody, for being here.
Right,
I want to present myself. Can you hear me well? Yeah? Yeah, actually, thank you, everybody. Me and my partner Joshua are here. We met each other through the Ignite program at Stanford University last year. Joshua is still studying at Stanford University. So we are going to present you. Our company is in a validation stage. So we are trying to validate the company. So I have the presentation here. I have a pitch slide. So I will let Joshua do the introduction of the problem.
Great, thanks, Mike. So to get an understanding of the problem that Brains on Demand addresses, we wanted to introduce you to Bob. So Bob's worked as a software developer for many years, and he finally decided to start his own business. He's been a great developer, always had quality work, always finished on time. But as all of you know, building a successful startup, it requires a lot more work from Bob than just software developing. So he'll need to manage his accounts, research his competition, begin the hiring and vetting process, make posts online for social media, and a bunch of other things. The issue is that ideally, Bob needs the expertise of 6 different positions, but hiring 6 different people is unreasonable at this early stage. And expecting his accountant to help him out with social media advertising on the side probably isn't the ideal strategy. As things stand, Bob's operating at a fraction of his potential as a founder. He's overwhelmed with menial tasks, low-skilled work. He doesn't have enough time for the critical work, like growing his company. Our solution is a Swiss Army knife professional. These are smart, ambitious young generalists who are willing to tackle anything crucial to the success of Bob's company. These young people want to be just like Bob, an entrepreneur. He's juggling a lot of balls, but rather than being interested in just one of those balls, like a social media expert might be, they want to know about all of them. They want to help out in as many ways as they can. And they're comfortable with novelty. They expect the ambiguity that comes from growing a business. So what effect will someone like this have on Bob's business? Well, apart from getting all of the menial work done, Bob will add hours back to his day. This is going to free him up and his other employees to do higher level tasks that they were actually hired to do. And Mike will talk about the business side of Brains on Demand now.
Thank you, Joshua. I want to know if you can see my slide. My slide has 4 colors. I'm seeing another slide. I don't know why. Well, I want to talk about the problem. Can somebody help me to change? I'm sharing my slide, but I don't know. Yeah, I have my slide that I'm sharing it, but on the screen I'm seeing another slide. I don't know who is presenting it.
Hey, Mike, we're not seeing your slides right now. I think if you want to just talk about what's on those slides, at least for now, we can keep going that way.
Oh, okay. It's okay, no problem. Well, I have a slide that it's divided in 4 things. Basically, I'm talking about the problem. Leaders from startups operate at a fraction of their potential, and they are always overwhelmed with material and skilled tasks. Not enough time for the official work. They need to they have a lot of things in their plates. So what we are trying to do, we want to make the most of remote working. So we are trying to find we know how to find some Swiss Army knife professionals that are smart, ambitious, young generalists that can help, to these companies, to do different tasks. Usually these guys are early talent. So what we do is we are creating a one-stop shop platform for companies to scout early talent from the top universities abroad and carefully select candidates with a passion for startups, right? What we offer as a value proposition is we do an automated handling of the hiring process, payroll management, benefits, and contracts for that people abroad to work with you full time as a part of your company. Our business model charge a monthly fee per employee that you hire. So basically what we do is we are trying to create a platform where you can go and select, for example, a couple of members, a couple of people, that wants to work with a startup and do things more, with some of their background or but being more a generalist. What I face when I work in other startups is that people are really, focused on their career, and sometimes they don't want to do different things. So, and what we need in a startup is we need people that wants to do different things, that are open and willing to do different things every day. So basically, what we are trying is what we expect of this project is that you can go and connect and hire 2 or 3 people, to work in some special project, or 2 or 3 people to help you, free time to focus on higher tasks. So that is why we are working. And our ask is, we are in a really early stage. We are trying to validate that there's a problem there, and that people wants to pay for it. So at this stage, we are looking for 5 early partners. We already have 2 partners. What I mean with partners is that we have companies that we are trying this model of hiring people abroad, and we are looking for another 3 to validate this process and this model. We are not looking for funding. We want to be clear that there's a need there, and there's people that is willing to pay for that help. Thank you. My email is miguel@funder.com. So thank you. I don't know if there's any answer.
Thanks so much, Mike. Okay, so here's what we're going to do for you today, Mike. We've got some mentors that you should meet, but you don't have to worry about writing any of these down. Our staff is going to email these to you after the meeting. But let's bring up Tori. Come on up, Tori. There you are.
Hi.
Some mentors that Mike should meet.
Yes, it's good to meet you. I would suggest Dr. Kyle Hodenbeck. He'd be very beneficial as far as with deep and frontier tech, as well as just the Internet of Things overall. Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. Patricia Fryer, my apologies. With lead generation, product market fit, and go-to-market strategy. Kevin Persbosky, with business-to-business sales and entrepreneurship, as well as enterprise sales. Jared Simon, who can assist with contractors and interns, enterprise sales, and partnerships, as well as Joe Corso.
So
thank you.
We're going to get that list over to you, Mike. We really appreciate your time today. Thanks for coming in and pitching for us, and we wish you all the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, y'all. So now in this virtual world, we got to constantly be on our toes, right? Rick's kept us on our toes today, so we're going to roll back to him a little bit. Welcome back in, Rick. Can we hear from you?
Can you hear me now? All right. My VR headset took over. If you had a chance to be part of bringing a gaming product to market with the potential to exceed $3 billion in sales, you wouldn't ignore it, I don't think, right? Hi, I'm Rick Tett, founder of Hobo Loco. I joined Capital Factory to build a team and company to do just that. I've invented Hobo Loco Dual Foot Controller, which is useful for movement and actions in immersive reality, as well as all types of PC and console games. Hobo Loco has been granted 4 utility patents, 2 in the US, 1 in Korea, and 1 just today in Japan, with several others pending. And the $3 billion that I said at the beginning is not a random target. That's the approximate sales of the last successful foot-operated controller you might not be thinking of. It's the Wii Fit board. While it was a novelty and had limited applications, it was well marketed and sold over 40 million units. $3 billion worth. But it simply conveyed which way the user was leaning. It was a very simple device. It was useful for only a handful of games and 1 console. And can you imagine what we could do with something even more powerful? Hobo Loco devices don't involve leaning, and they provide many times the capabilities of the Wii Fit board. They have the potential to work with any VR system, PC, console, and even smartphones. Our controllers are intuitive and use natural flexing and extension of the feet in a similar way to how a 2-wheel self-balancing hoverboard's operated. It solves the problem of locomotion for immersive VR and makes it unbounded, where the room you have to play in is not as large as the virtual world you want to be in. And it does this without inducing sweat, and it doesn't require the athletic maneuvers that are involved in using other VR locomotion controllers that have come to market in recent years. And they're mostly very expensive. With 1 billion gamers across the globe and sales of new VR products like the Oculus Quest 2 increasing rapidly, the potential for sales is far greater than 40 million devices. And there are consumer, enterprise, military, and therapeutic applications. Ultimately, the sales goal will require engineering and marketing efforts that go beyond just me. I'm anxious to get our products beyond that status, the current prototype stage, and I need a team and funds in order to do that. So I would appreciate an introduction to someone who's been successful in launching a consumer electronics or gaming product, as well as other potential team members. I'm open to potentially a co-founder if somebody's out there. And secondly, I would love to engage with potential investors who would consider this particular kind of investment. Thank you.
Awesome pitch, Rick. Thanks so much for pitching this. I'm curious though, real quick, are you a PC guy or are you a console guy?
Actually, to be honest, I am not much of a gamer myself, but I do demonstrate on PC primarily. It can operate with the PS4 and not yet with the Xbox, but yeah, I demo it on Fortnite and Fallout all the time.
Love it. Well, thanks so much for being here. We're going to bring up Tori now. Come on up, Tori.
Hi, Rick. How are you?
Doing well.
Awesome. So I do have a few suggestions for you. The first one would be Stuart Wrench. He'd be available to assist you with SaaS and the actual design process, as well as Don Schaefer for that design process as well. Sabrina Hemi, she may be beneficial as far as those working prototypes that you're working on. And then another one would be Matt Rosenthal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've met Matt.
Oh, awesome. Good. Okay.
Well, Rick, thanks so much for being here today. We wish you all the best in your journey. What a cool product that you have been working on.
Yeah, that's my rotating chair there. So it's the same product tied into a rotating chair.
That's great. How long have you been working on this idea?
I filed for my first patent just 3 years ago.
All right. And what kicked you off, not being much of a gamer yourself, what kicked you off on this journey?
VR. So I help a science museum here, and I'm located in Plano, and I just graduated from the UT Dallas, and I was involved with a VR exhibit at a local science museum. And that got me thinking about locomotion and how we don't have a way to move around once we're in a VR headset. You don't really want to just be moving with your hands in VR, in my opinion.
That's right. And you're going to take away one of my favorite kind of videos on YouTube, which is watching someone with a VR headset jump straight into a wall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, Rick, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for being here today, and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks.
All right, y'all. Coming up next, we've got Steve Clark with Builder. Come on up, Steve. Steve, you are on mute.
There we go.
Hey, you ready to take it away?
Yeah, I am indeed.
All right.
Hello, disembodied audience out there. Pleased to meet everybody, at least virtually, someday, hopefully, really. We're a builder. Think about this. As Rick was just saying, the XR, or in his case, VR, but the XR industry is exploding. Billions of applications being built over the next few years. It's a paradigm shift. XR is now where the cell phone was, the smartphone was about a decade ago. And everyone agrees that the growth is going to be in the billions for applications in healthcare, industrial engineering, and education. But that growth has a problem, scalability. The biggest scalability problem is we don't have enough people to build those applications. Coding is not something that a lot of people get into. It makes it extremely difficult to build those applications. It makes it extremely difficult to bring people into the space. And then by extension, it becomes very expensive and difficult to build more applications. There's a 1,400% increase in the demand for mixed reality professionals just in the last 18 months alone. And I'm sure a lot of that is associated with the massive growth in online social venues. So let's look at how we can target that particular problem in twofold. One, we have the professional developers that are already out there. They're working in Unity, they're working in Unreal. What we need to be able to do is essentially increase their productivity. So we at Builder are essentially mixed reality app developers, and we had a problem, and our problem was scalability. We could not find the people that we needed to meet the contracts that we had. So we developed Builder. What does Builder do? It allows you to build on device, code-free for mixed reality. So typically these applications are built in a desktop environment, which regardless of how it looks to your eye is still 2 dimensions. So you need to translate that 2-dimensional architecture to a 3-dimensional device. Then you need to test it. Then you need to bring it back to 2D to do the fixes and the refinement. That iteration cycle gets long. if you eliminate that iteration cycle by building and deploying everything in mixed reality right from the beginning, you'll basically save about 5x, 5 times the amount of effort that you have to invest to build any one app. So 5 times removed is 5 times more apps built, 5 times potentially more money made. You're solving your scaling problem with an existing solution that you have, which are the professionals that are already on deck. But let's say you want to take that a step forward. There's no way we're going to fill a 1,400% increase in demand with just existing professionals. So let's say we're bringing new people into the space, up to a year to teach someone to code professionally, up to another year to get them really onboarded with Unreal or the Unity engine in order to get them to be able to code enterprise apps. Just too long. The traditional methodology doesn't work. But we already have these people. And they're the creative minds that are already out there, be they private people or just producing for TikTok or what have you, or they are the creative minds that are already in the business. They're the UX UI designers. They're the creative designers, the aesthetic people that are behind the actual building of the applications, but they're not actually suited to the building of the application. So second element of Builder is we remove the code. Take that code barrier out of there. Now, anyone who has a creative bent can put the headset on, be it an Oculus Quest or a HoloLens, or as of this week, we've just ported it over to the HTC Vive Focus. You can now, within hours, just start building an application. You simply use your hands. It's intuitive. You bring in your assets, be they animation or audio or video or static assets from something like Sketchfab or something you've designed yourself, and you build out that application in front of your own eyes. Test it, deploy it, redesign it, all there on device. A hell of a lot simpler than it would normally be if you were working in a complex desktop environment. So what are we looking to do? Our beta product has been out there already for about 4 months. We've got 3,000 users. Some of our users still in beta have actually commercialized applications they built and made money with companies like Halliburton Energy out of Houston. We are in a process of releasing version 1 out into the wild. So we want to raise some money, essentially. We funded ourselves to about $750,000 to date over the last 18 months to get us to the point where we are. Now we're looking to raise $1.1 million in order to bring version 1 to market, heavily market it, get it out there into the hands of professionals and amateur users, and then accelerate version 2 out into the marketplace in mid next year. And version 2 is the wish list version that our beta users have said, we love what you're doing. It works great. It's helping me. But if you only did this one thing, it would be fantastic. So we're really hoping that we can use those funds to accelerate that version 2 out into the marketplace. So to sum all this up, all you need to really think about is Builder is essentially PowerPoint or Wix for the mixed reality space. It allows somebody with limited skill set to get immediately into building those particular applications for fun or for profit, hopefully for profit. Anyway, that's my quick pitch. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat, or we can talk later directly. Thanks.
Excellent pitch, Steve. Really cool stuff you guys are working on. How long have you been in development for this?
About 18 months. About 18 months.
Right. And so version 1 is going to be launching soon?
Version 1 is ready to go. We baked it last month, and we're preparing to put it out in the market. We realized probably going in the middle of the summer was probably not the best option, so we're planning on releasing in September.
Well, that's great. So I guess with launching coming up soon, that means you may need some great mentors coming up. So let's bring on up Tori. Come on up, Tori.
Hi there, Steve.
Hey, Tori.
Hey, so I got some suggestions for you. The first one I suggest is actually a newer mentor that we were happy to get by the name of Adam Greenspan. He'd be very beneficial as far as metrics and analytics, SEO, search engine optimization, and of course, a business and growth strategy. Mobeen Khan, he'd be beneficial with enterprise sales, go-to-market strategies, and just sales in general. Mm-hmm. We have Russell Hines, and then I have Dr. Kyle Hodenbeck, and he's familiar with that deep and frontier tech and generally the Internet of Things.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'll definitely make contact with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I didn't mention this before, guys, but if anyone in the chat has someone that they should meet, I know Capital Factory staff members are watching the stream today. If anyone has anybody else that the individual should meet, feel free to post those into the chat. But we're going to head to our final pitch today. Batting cleanup for us today, we have Jonathan Newar of Captain Experiences. Are you going to be our Babe Ruth today? You're going to hit it out of the park?
Yeah, calling my shot.
Well, take it away, man.
Awesome. Thanks, Bobby. Yeah, hey, everybody. My name's Jonathan Newar, and I'm a co-founder and CEO of Austin-based CaptainExperiences.com, a platform for outdoor sports. So here's how Captain Experiences works. You can go to CaptainExperiences.com and search our trips based on location, group size, target species, price, and more. You can watch YouTube-embedded videos, read verified reviews, and book real-time availability with licensed and insured guides. Leading up to your trip, we'll send you a QR code like a mobile boarding pass. So you just show up at the docks, your guide takes a picture of that QR code, payment transfers automatically, and you're all set to go fishing. There's no need for cash handoffs or anything like that. So since launching in March of last year, we've booked over 900 trips for over $750,000 in volume, focusing just on Southeast saltwater fishing in the U.S. But our mission is to expand across hunting, fishing, hiking, rock climbing, skydiving, rafting, you name it, to unlock the outdoors for all. And together, these verticals constitute a $27 billion market for guided experiences in the U.S. alone. We were going to show our team here, but we're working from Capital Factory on the 8th floor regularly. It is our summer intern, Aaron, myself, my co-founder and head of product, Addison, and then our customer success manager, Shauna. So feel free to swing by and say hey. And we're always looking to connect with other marketplace teams. But in terms of, asks, we're looking to raise another $100,000 from angels on our current convertible note. And then we're also looking to make 2 hires right now. So we're looking to hire our second customer success manager. And we're also looking to hire our first full-time marketing hire. And so in terms of those angels, we're really looking for people with consumer travel marketplace experience. So if anyone comes to mind, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Jonathan. Hey, I'm curious, what are some of the big spots you've been seeing people book so far? Any really popular areas?
Yeah, in Texas, it's Galveston, Port Aransas, and South Padre Island. And then, our big push this summer is to expand across the Southeast. So we're getting a lot of hits for places like Destin, Key West, Isla Mirada. The tarpon fishing down there is really good right about now.
Man, that honestly sounds wonderful. Like I may come up and talk to you here after this is done. Maybe we can see what we can do here about a fishing experience.
Sounds good. The part about the job is not being fishing every day.
All right. Well, let's bring up Tori. Come on up, Tori. Got it.
Hi, and Bobby, just so you know, I'm definitely joining your fishing trip. So Jonathan, be looking at me too.
Let's do it.
But I do have a few suggestions for you. The first one I have would actually be Jared Simon. He's familiar with that travel and tourism industry, also those consumer products, and he can assist you with your go-to-market strategy, with you helping to expand. We also have Chris Gagnon, who's also familiar with those consumer products, but he's also valuable in the hospitality and leisure arena of things. And then I have Douglas Ferguson. He can assist you with customer discovery and the actual user experience of your interface. And then I have Miss Jane Coe, and she is a guru of travel search and review, travel management, and content marketing.
Awesome. Yeah, I just had office hours with Jane a few weeks ago. That's awesome. Yeah, and then also connected with Jared. But we'll reach out to Chris and Doug. Thank you, Tori.
Yeah, awesome.
So, Jonathan, before I let you go, I'm curious how you guys landed on the name Captain Experiences.
Well, the truth of it is that we wanted to call the company Captain, but that's a 7-figure domain right there. So maybe at the Series A, Series B stage or something like that. But we think the Captain actually has a very broader use than just the captain of a boat. It has a military connotation and a few different things. So we think it really does apply to all the other sports that we'll be getting into soon.
Well, that's great. Honestly, I wish you the best of luck. What a cool thing you guys are working on. Getting people access to the outdoors is always something that's going to be great for us. So really appreciate your time today, Jonathan. Wish you the best moving forward. And I'm going to see you up on the 8th floor here shortly.
Sounds good, Bobby. Thanks.
All right, y'all. So we're going to go into the portion where we're going to cover some of our upcoming virtual meetups. So for those of you that are part of the general public of Capital Factory, just the way that we do our setup here, we have a venture portfolio, we have memberships, and we have our programming. So in Austin, we have over 90 total meetups in Austin, Dallas, and Houston, 180 meetup organizers. Capital Factory is all about making sure people find the right connections. And whether you are a Python coder, or you are someone that's involved with marketing, or you want someone that's in the VR space, or the Austin music producers, I guarantee you that we have an event that's going to be a good fit for you. And these events are hybrid, they're in person. So whatever fits your fancy, Capital Factory has something that suits your needs. To see the lineup, go to the URL here that you see on the slide. That is capitalfactory.com/events. And for those of you that are on the internal side of things, our members and our portfolio companies, check out Union for the upcoming events that may give you a little bit more in depth. And also, if you just don't want to go to the website, you don't want to have to deal with clicking a few buttons, you're going to have to subscribe to our weekly newsletter. You'll still have to click the buttons, but it'll actually come to your inbox. You may have to do a little bit less for Capital Factory to get a hold of you. And don't worry, we're not those types of organizations that's just going to spam you nonstop. We want to make sure that you are finding the right connections possible. And in terms of what we have coming up soon, I think we have some upcoming events, or we're going to roll it back. There we go. So come back for more, guys. So coming up, you're going to see the first is Austin Open Coffee. So the Open Coffees, guys, they are taking place across Texas, right? So we're going to Dallas, we're going to Houston, we're going to Austin, and these are in-person events. Now, I was at the last Open Coffee here in Austin, and I can tell you we probably had close to 150 people in person at this event. Now, just for those of you that are a little bit more COVID conscious, if you're vaccinated and you're feeling confident, you are free to wear no mask. You can go walk on in and be able to interact with people in person. But if you also prefer to wear that mask, no one is going to make fun of you. No one's going to say anything to you. We just want you to feel safe and comfortable in any way that you can. We also have an intro to defense and an AMA. So for those of you guys looking to get involved with the DoD, want to ask some questions, check it out on July 15th. Intro to the Texas startup scene is going to be on July 20th. And then the Houston Open Coffee, my hometown, that's going to be on July 20th. We look forward to seeing everybody there and have an opportunity to meet some new people. I promise you the world is opening back up to us. But before we end it off today, we're going to actually switch it up a little bit. Usually we like to talk about some of our events by bringing up one of our event organizers, but this time we have a local nonprofit. So I would like to welcome up Alejandro Victoria, who's the Director of Volunteer Admission, CASA. Welcome, Alejandro. How are you today?
Good. I'm doing great, Bobby. I love the energy. There's so much energy here in this video. It's been amazing. So kudos to you.
Oh, thank you so much. I do love to create a sense of positivity and liveliness and everything that I do. Now, I know that our listeners back home would love to hear a little bit about CASA. Would you like to take it away?
Yeah, I'll take it away from here. So hi, everyone. My name is Alejandro Victoria. I am the Director of Volunteer Admissions here at CASA of Travis County. And so first, what does CASA stand for? So CASA is an acronym for Court Appointed Special Advocates, and it is a local nonprofit here. Real quick, if you're watching from somewhere else in the state of Texas or anywhere really nationally, there are local programs all over the country. So I'll be specifically talking about Travis County and here in Austin area. But you may first be wondering, what is the role of a CASA volunteer? Well, I want to first paint a picture for you. So when a child in our community comes into the child welfare system, or CPS, they usually have been abused or neglected to warrant their entrance into the child welfare. And when that child comes into the CPS system, they get appointed an attorney, they get appointed a caseworker, and these professionals all have 30 to 40 people or kids that they're paying attention to every month, right? But as a CASA volunteer, as a volunteer from the community like yourself, you get appointed and assigned one family that you get to work with, right? And you will be going to court once every 4 months or so and making a recommendation to the court system about what you believe is in that child's best interest, right? So imagine in that huge system where there's so much stuff happening in that child's life, that volunteer really is that constant and is able to speak to the best interest of that child. So that is a huge responsibility, right? But we train our volunteers. So we ask for members of the community to step up, to become volunteers with with CASA. You would visit your child on a monthly basis. You would go to court and, again, explain to the judge what you think is in the child's best interest. We will train you here in Travis County. We have a 39-hour training. Right now, those are all virtual. So if you are interested, we are doing this sort of virtual format as well for training. And if you're wondering, okay, well, if I have some training, but I've never done this, or I have never worked with children before, that is okay. We match you to a supervisor on your case that has the experience, who's been on these cases before, and they're there to guide you every step of the way. So you're never in it alone, right? You're the one building the relationship with that child and going to court and making that happen. So some pretty amazing work. It's one of the volunteer opportunities where you really see the impact that you're making in your work. So what are some next steps? If you're interested, if you heard this and thought, man, that's what I want to do. In Travis County, you can go to casatravis.org. We have a little tab that says apply. And then if you listen and said, hey, I want to get a little bit more information, we host information sessions 3 to 4 times a month. We offer them. We actually have one tonight. If you're watching this live, we have one tonight at 6:30 p.m. We have another one next week. And so you can go to our website again at casatravis.org and click in that schedule so you can hear directly from a volunteer and have your questions answered. And then, like I said, if you're from a different city and you're watching this from a different place, again, check your local program. There is one in Houston, Dallas. There are chapter program, CASA programs there as well. And before I go, I just want to leave you with a story. Prior to the role I'm in, I worked with volunteers and worked on cases. And, some volunteers work full-time jobs, right? A lot of them are full-time employees in other places in their life. And I had a case where it was a teenage boy who was about to turn 18, right? He was about to turn 18, and he needed to get his state-issued ID, just a simple ID. And so we take that for granted, right? Like, oh, hey, it's easy to get an ID. But for a child and child welfare system, it's much harder. And this volunteer took a day off, took an afternoon off, I believe, and went to get documents from different places to get this kid before his 18th birthday, his state-issued ID. And by his 18th birthday, the next day or so, he had that ID. So it's those little things sometimes that make a world a difference in those children's lives. And so that's the CASA opportunity. If you have questions, we have that website, but my email as well is victoria@casatravis.org. If you have more questions that I'm happy to answer for anyone as well.
Alejandro, thank you for what you do. What an incredible mission you guys are working on. Of course, it's terrible to think that these children even might need this, but of course that stuff does happen in this world. So we really appreciate everything you guys do. What an incredible mission you have. And we really appreciate you coming on with us today. And we would love to be able to work with you and connect and find people to help and do whatever we can to assist your efforts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bobby. And thank you all. Appreciate it.
Have a great day. All right, y'all. One event that I didn't mention that's coming up next week, we also have Gordon Dougherty's Founders Academy coming up. And this is going to be an in-person and a hybrid event as well. This is where if you are someone that is looking for all different kinds of stuff, whether it's elevator pitches or whatever it is, fundraising strategies with your startup, Gordon is the go-to expert when it comes to everything startups. It's a 3-day event from 11:30 to 1. Next week, Tuesday through Thursday. We would encourage anyone to sign up. It is free and open to the public here. Now, before I leave you guys today, we just want to give you a quick update on what things are happening here in the space. Capital Factory is alive again, once again, guys. We have people in the space. We have assessment day happening outside right now where we have companies pitching as well. We have people, we have our mentors, we have investors, we've got staff, we've got members here moving throughout the space. It is a very, very exciting time to be in Austin, albeit a very hot time to be in Austin. So for any of you guys, you're sitting at home and you're thinking, man, I'm ready to get out of the house again. I'm ready to get back to work, ready to get into a co-working space. Please reach out to me at members@capitalfactory.com. I would be more than happy to have a discussion with you. we have free kombucha and cold brew on tap as much as you'd like to drink. So if that is enough to get you in the door, we would be more than happy to ignite a conversation with you about your startup goals. And for all of you guys, whether you're a staff member, you're an investor, or whoever's watching at home today, I want to give a piece of advice that my father gave me. Whether I'm having a good day or a bad day, I'd like for everyone at home to think about one thing that brought you joy today. Think about it, meditate on it briefly, and hopefully that can bring you a little bit of extra happiness. But, I want to thank everyone for watching here today. I want to thank all of our presenters. I want to thank Sam in the background for hanging out with us and making sure everything goes smoothly. I want to thank Marianne for hanging out in the chat and all the other staff members. I think I saw Natalie in there as well, and Tret. So thank you to everyone for being here today. Hope you guys have a great rest of your month, great rest of your week, and namaste. Thank you guys.